What's going on, fellas?
What up?
How's everybody doing?
Hanging in there, bud.
Hanging? Tim,
What up?
what's up, buddy? Brian?
It's a good day, man.
Is it a good day?
I mean, hey, I'm upright, and I'm on the right side of the dirt.
You're on the north side of the dirt,
Yeah,
6 feet above that carrot patch, not 6 feet below.
yeah, exactly.
Good, man. Good. Tim, what's going on, man?
Nothing much. Living the dream, you know.
I do, man. I do. So I'm out in Reno, and it's 40 degrees outside, a stark contrast from the 72 that I left. Snow and ice on the ground, and it's kind of chilly here. Have you guys hit anything like that up in the PA realm?
No, not yet. Actually, it's been like abnormally warm.
Really?
This weekend, it was like 80 degrees. I actually had to turn my AC on, which was weird.
That is weird.
Yeah, I'm thinking about hanging a Christmas lights while it's still warm because I'm not gonna want to do it when it cools down. So yeah, this week's actually pretty mild. Like I think warmest day 68 or something. So I've been toying around in the garage and took the third gen out yesterday actually. So
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Breaking
It
out
was
the
in
old
the 80s
hot
here.
rod.
It was in the 80s here today.
Yeah, it's
it's North Carolina, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
but it's supposed to drop. I mean, that's they say this is the last of the summer temperatures that we're supposed to get.
Yeah.
You know, when I lived in North Carolina, I remember a Christmas. This is probably 2016 or 17, and it was 75 degrees on Christmas.
Well, I left in 2015. I left Kuwait and came home for Christmas, and it was colder in Kuwait than it was here on Christmas.
That's insane.
Yeah, Pennsylvania, you never know. It just sucks you around. So who cares?
Yeah, North Carolina, you get all four seasons in one in one
Yep.
day.
And then one day, that's hilarious. Well, right on. So tonight, let's talk builds, man. Everyone's got their plans. I'm in the middle of getting the shop finished, so all work on the M86 is pretty much at a standstill.
Yeah, well, the shop's a big build itself, so
It most definitely is. It's almost there. So concrete's been done, doors up, waiting on the gutters to get done, which should be done this week. The big thing with this shop, though, is that I'm waiting on the concrete to cure so I can coat the floors. I don't want to move in until I can coat the floors so I don't have to deal with that headache later on. But once the floors are coated, I'm going to go ahead and build shelves into the wall, build workbenches into it. And then the big ticket items like the lift and whatnot will get ordered and picked up, and we'll get that stuff going.
sweet.
Yeah, man. It's exciting. It should be a good deal. But beyond that, moving over to the Camaro, plans for the Camaro, I've got a new set of heads that I'm throwing on it. I've got a set of AFR 210s that have been ported and warmed over quite a bit. Going to go to a solid lifted roller cam in it, which, some tell me that it's going to be a headache. Others are like, yeah, it'll just keep an eye on things as far as adjusting valve lash and whatnot. But it should allow that thing to sing a little bit higher than what it has been. You should be able to carry it about 7K. Right now we're peaking at about 6,000 RPM. So that extra bit of power, extra bit of RPM should help a lot, especially on some of these tracks like UMI where a little bit more RPM would definitely help.
I was gonna say you were screaming at Camaro Fest, so you couldn't tell.
Oh yeah, well, see, and that's the thing too. There's a couple spots I was shifting at Camaro Fest.
Yeah.
This new cam, I'll be able to stay in first gear the entire course.
Jeez,
Yeah.
that's a that's a lot.
Oh yeah. That's
What kind of top end speed do you think you're going to be looking at with that?
It'll probably be about 45 or 50 in first. Which, depending on the track, is right. And, being able to throw it in the second gear.
Yeah.
On a quicker track. So.
Well, you got to think of where the power falls off too. Eventually,
Yeah.
You'll peak at some point and it'll fall off. So
My hope is that it peaks at about 7K, and then from 7K,
Okay.
I'll create a couple hundred RPMs, and then we'll put it on the rev limiter up there.
gotcha.
Like last year at Good Guys, the way they had the track set up there, I was hitting third gear. So the first day at Good Guys, I was running and I was right before the lights hitting the rev limiter in second gear. But by the end of the second day, I had gained enough time that I ended up having to start shifting into third gear because I was sitting there running on the rev limiter for the last 200 yards of the course.
Third gear to good guys. Is that a little abnormal? I feel like
Very. They use the
second gear is abnormal at good guys.
Yes, it is. So at Nashville, man, they opened it up, and we used the road course, a good portion of the road course at Super Speedway.
Cool.
And it was fast. It was really fast. In classic Josh fashion, I spun out while there on one of my laps and hit the dirt, spun up the track, man. It looked like Kyle Busch coming into the infield, man. Freaking sliding back up on track. It was a wild ride.
Yeah.
Especially when you got banking like that. I mean, it's pretty steep banking. It's like 18, 19 degree banking there. So a lot of fun.
Cool.
But got that going. I got a little work I want to do to the rear brakes. I'd like to get a new rear end in that thing, go with a floater set up in the rear, tighten the brakes up a bit. I got a spoiler sitting in the garage, and then I'm going to gut the dash and redo the dash, lizard skin the interior, and just do some overall cleanup. That's kind of the big things on that thing this year. I think a couple little minor changes that'll really help it. Suspension wise, we're going to look at trying to lower it a little bit and a little bit better shocks. You guys are both on Vikings, and I think it's time I step up my game and move to the same pathway.
Oh yeah, they're great. So
yeah, I mean, I don't know. What are you running right now?
I'm running Coney's.
Coney's, yeah. I mean, well, they don't have they're still running the. I don't know how adjustable they are. The struts up front for your car.
Yep, struts up front, shocks in the rear. They're rebound adjustable, but I have no compression adjustment. Yep, they're rebound adjustable, but no compression adjustment.
That's on the shock or in the strut?
In both.
Oh, okay. What adjustments does Vikings struts offer? Anything?
It adds compression adjustment that I don't currently have. So that compression adjustment, I think. So when I went and did the Power Nation Nationals down in Nashville at the Super Speedway, I got like 30 laps in that day, and I was able to really dial the car in. I could sit there. The great thing was you never got the car hot because as soon as where they had the end of the course at, you would run all the way around the track. It's a 1.5 mile track. So I've got another 1.5 miles, and I just picked the car up to about 90 miles an hour, shut it down, and it would cool off the rest of the route around the track. So it never got hot. So I could sit there and run laps and make adjustments and run laps and make adjustments, and it was great. And I got that thing dialed in as much as I possibly could, but it got to the point that I was making no more improvements on any changes I was making. I think if I could have added a little bit more compression to that front of that thing, I think it would have helped. It would have helped it a little bit more, and I could have eked out a little bit more time. But it's something that you're not going to really figure out until you sit in hot lap like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Sean asks me, not this year. That might be a next winter thing, Sean. I don't know if I have the time to test and tune that to get it right before the racing season hits. So maybe next year. That's one of those things that once I get the 12 bolt in that, I also want to move to the dual master cylinder setup and run that. Get away from the single setup with the power booster, go to a manual brake system with the dual master cylinder. I think that should help quite a bit for fine tuning.
I was talking with speaking of manual versus power brakes, I was talking with Tom Pichette this weekend, and
where'd you talk with him at?
You didn't get invited to. I don't know.
No, it's not a big deal. I didn't cry all weekend, but no, I'm good.
No, I know, man. Like we were left out hanging in the dust.
Yeah.
JB, if you're watching, we still love you, bro. Happy birthday.
It was at JB's place, but he was saying that
he tries to play it off.
I think it was Robbie.
Blaze right over it.
It's not about this weekend. It's about right now.
We're living in the past.
Yeah. But he was saying that Rob McGregor would disagree with me on the whole power brake thing or the manual brake thing, and would recommend power brakes over the manual brakes.
So I don't know, man. I've heard both arguments, and both arguments sound, both arguments have merit. One of the issues that I run into is the fact that right now I'm only making 9 inches of vacuum, and I run out of power brakes. I run out of boost if I got 2 quick corners, I run out of brake.
Yeah, that's different with your small block versus LS. That's a big difference there.
Yeah, because I mean, look, I'm never going to dispute the fact, cubic inch for cubic inch, you will make more power with an LS easier, and not.
Well, I was talking about vacuum wise.
Yeah.
Yeah,
both ends of it. That's what I mean.
Yeah,
you don't need a near a radical
deal.
motor.
Yeah.
But yeah, with mine to be able to make my car's making north of 500 horsepower, it takes a lot of cam to get that point in a small block, and I'm only making 9 inches of vacuum out of that thing. So I run out of brakes, especially after a long straight where it's wide open, and then I go into a corner. I generally don't have any vacuum left in the brakes. But so yeah, both good merits. I wouldn't really. I think it's application dependent. I like the dual master setup because you're running 2 smaller master cylinders, and then you can adjust bias via each one.
Did you see that that dual master cylinder setup that Smitty shared the other night?
Yeah, there's a couple on the market. So Smitty put one out, and then Pro Touring F Body put one out as well. Both are very good, high quality pieces. And Sean Rupp. So one thing with Sean, he's a Firebird man, and he's got a 2nd gen Firebird that he runs quite a bit, and then he's got a 3rd gen that he has built for AS class for SECA road racing stuff, and he does quite well with it. If you go underneath and look at his 80, I think it's an 86, 87 Trans Am, his 3rd gen. It does not look like it should be as quick as it is, but he ran very well day 2 at King of the Mountain this year, pulling that car off the trailer, having not drove it for a year. And he's still running stock control arms and stuff. I think the only thing he really had on it was a decent set of springs and then Viking double adjustables. But he's running manual brakes on that, and I think it's application dependent. I really do.
I mean, I'm running the manual as well. So I mean, it was just brought up in conversation. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's all preference and whatever. Mine seemed to work well. As you've seen it, it doesn't take much for me to lock them up.
No, that's exactly it, man. And I'll tell you, Junior came down last month and raced my car. Junior Roethlisberger from Turn 1. And he ran that thing he got, I think, 8 or 12 laps in at one of our autocrosses. And his biggest complaint with the car was the brake feel. And on mine, twofold. The fact that it's inconsistent pedal feel because I have a lot of pad knockback. I'm still running a C-clip rear in that car. So that's going to give it a lot of inconsistent pedal feel. And the second thing is the fact that it doesn't make very much vacuum. And so it's, it's your pedal feel is never consistent.
Chris and his ABS wishes. Just why don't you run something with a little bit of age to it? And I was going to make a very, very inappropriate joke right there on the follow on with that.
Are you going to hold back on that one?
But and then talk to me about ABS.
Something a little bit age. Oh man, no, we can't. ABS did not help him in his 97.
No, it was all locked up.
Yeah, he went straight to lock brake system.
Yeah.
And, it was not in honor of Chris Brown. However, on my flight today, I did happen to watch Top Gun, and they were inverted, kind of like Chris was. Oh, man. So that's kind of the big runaround that we're, looking at for mine on this year, man. Brian, where are you at with yours?
On stands. Doing nothing to it. I just need to order. I've got nothing going on with it this year. I'm not doing anything to it. I am changing the rotors and the pads on the front, and that's really about it. I don't think I'm going to do anything, drastic to it. I'm going to wait until I move and get into the shop before I do anything more drastic to it. Unless someone comes along and wants to buy an upgraded T56 from a 2002 WS6 that was rebuilt by Hawks Motorsports in South Carolina, then I'm not doing anything. If I can sell that thing, then I'll probably buy a TKX and slap it in.
I'll ask a buddy. I might have somebody. So,
all right.
Brian's throwing out that sales pitch.
Hey, you got the form. You might as well do it, right?
You know what? And we can add on there a brand new LS twin disc clutch kit that we had that we could add into that deal.
Buy one at regular price, get the second also at regular price.
What a deal!
Oh man. So yeah, we that's pretty solid, man. It's actually pretty cool. I got to stop at Silver Sport Transmission about 2 weeks ago, and got to take a tour of the facility. Jeff Coppin showed me a tour, gave me a tour of the place and everything, and it's awesome to see what goes into everything there. They are not just a warehouse full of transmissions; they just ship out. Every transmission that they touch gets set up for you when you buy one from them. They talk about their perfect fit shifter locations and their kits. They spend a lot of time and attention developing a kit to dang near bolt in with zero car modifications. A couple of them you might need to cut the tunnel here and there, make a few little minor modifications, but they come with pedals, they come with cross members. And when they tell you they have 250 different shifter locations, they mean it, because they will machine the thing right there in-house before it sends out to you. So
where are they located at?
They're outside of Knoxville, Tennessee. They're just south of Knoxville, about 15 minutes. So it's a really cool place. And here's the other thing too. A lot of people don't realize this. I don't need a TKX or a T56 for my build. It's just a cruiser. They also offer T5s. If you're just building something, that is going to make 300 horsepower and you are just driving it because you want a family weekend car, then they offer something for that. So quite a bit there that they have available. And it was just neat to see their operation, see how they work. Definitely cool.
Good.
Tim.
Yeah.
I'm gonna post a picture real quick.
Okay.
I want everybody to see this.
Woo! Look at that.
Look at that. I kind of feel like right now you should have BFG KO2 tires on that thing for as tall as this is.
That thing is it's a unit. I'll tell you what.
It looks like somebody punched it in the face with a right hook and it never recovered.
Hey, but it got right back up. Look at it. It's on the road. It beat a Chrysler Conquest. I'll tell you, it ran a 15.2 in a quarter mile.
Man, 15.2. Running them all seasons right there, man. I think you might have been able to pull off something a little bit. I don't know. You think you could pull 14s out of it with better tires?
Absolutely not, because I need a driver mod. I got lucky on that run. I'll be honest. I won't admit it to Jeff, but yeah, I did get really lucky on that.
You
run.
just admitted it to Jeff because this is open public forum.
He's not watching.
Well, Jeff, you're missing out.
Jeff, hit us with a bing bong if you're on. No. What's that, Brian?
I said he was on a minute ago.
Oh.
Did he bing? No, that was Tim that bing bonged us.
Oh yeah, I bing bong from starting it off. There you go. Boom. Bing bong. Anyway, with this, yeah. So, I mean, with the 5th gen, I don't really have any plans.
Look at that.
That's nice. The 5th gen, I don't really have any plans. So that one's kind of just stick with the mods I have and just learn how to drive it better. Because there's people doing more with less car. So I feel like I need to catch up with my driving skills. So with that that build is going to go wherever the people say it goes. That's one of those things. I don't have a plan for it. I have an idea of things that I want to do to it. But again, that's up to everyone watching and
So
following the process.
we posted this about a day ago? Was it a day ago or 2 days ago?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, yesterday, right? I don't know.
No, it's
Something
been a
like that.
couple of days.
Oh, okay.
We posted up asking for feedback from everybody following and watching and whatnot. So with that, we're leaving this up to the folks. We've had a couple comments. One guy, Jeff, actually said that we need to put a 3,500 horsepower LS swap in it, which,
Yeah, well,
I completely endorse that. And
who doesn't need one of those?
well, he's going to have to start paying rent if that happens.
But here's the deal, though. If you do that, I want you to leave the T5 that's in it alone. And I want you to leave the 10 volt that's in it alone as well. And let's let this thing go.
Let's see what happens.
And then record one sidestep of the clutch at about $4,000 and see what happens.
Yeah, no granny shifting.
If that thing, well, if the rear end's not already blown out and it's not already a one tire fryer, it definitely will be, or it will have pieces that decide to exit itself everywhere.
Yeah, and
it was. You will piss the track off for the day because they ain't gonna be racing no more.
Yeah, and you might want to wear some Kevlar because the transmission might come through the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe.
They do make Kevlar underwear.
Oh, okay. Well,
The bomb squad EOD guys, they gotta have protect the boys.
I'll see if I can go get some. I can procure some. But yeah, no. I mean, I'm excited to start working on this thing. I have some little parts here and there just to fix dumb things, like the door handle on the outside doesn't work, and the door handle on the inside is. Well, no, let me fix that. The door handle on the inside doesn't work, and the door handle on the outside, it's starting not to work. So I'm going to have to Dukes of Hazzard myself out of there soon. So things like that I'm fixing. But, I mean, it's up to everyone where this car goes. So
what I guess the question is this, is like, are you racing it or are you just going to make a cruiser out of it? Or so what's the plans there before anybody starts?
Yeah, so for right now, I'm kind of just cruising around in it. Once I get enough parts on it, doesn't even have to be competitive parts, just something I feel a little more, because I raced it once. The steering is sloppy. It has ridiculous amounts of body roll. I mean, it just didn't feel like I should be racing it. So once I get to that point where I feel comfortable racing it, yeah, I'll run it. Absolutely. Because I want to do more with this thing than just, say, hey, look what we did. I want to, take it to shows. I want to take it to races,
Chris, blow-proof belt housing for the 3,500 horsepower engine.
Yeah. Well, and this has quickly kind of gotten away from the budget build that we were planning. So.
Yeah, no kidding. So again, we're gonna leave this up to the people, but in my mind, I look at that and I think a set of UMI lowering springs on it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Throw you a set of Coney adjustables, which you will have as soon as I get my Vikings in.
Cool.
Yep. And then what I would also do is get up underneath there and measure your sway bars, and then let's order you can get on eBay to find them used, but get a set of sway bars that are from the bigger setup. I think they made a 36 millimeter. It was the biggest they made for the front.
Okay.
And they made, I think, a 24 millimeter bar for the rear. It might have been 21. I can't remember. But play with sway bars there. Again, inexpensive stuff. You're going to want to go through the steering. I would also look at we can get you some bushings for the front. So rather than replace the whole control arm, it's just the bushings. And then I'd say tall ball joints would also be good. Tall ball joints will help lower the car without changing geometry of everything.
Okay.
and then a good steering box for it because the 30-year-old car, it's probably worn out.
Yeah.
So just I've learned this. Junior gave me a lesson on these things, man. A parts store steering box is most likely going to be a Chinese box. It is going to be junk. So you can throw
Well,
them
I
in
mean,
there, get a little bit of time out of it, but they are definitely not long lasting.
yeah, I mean, I plan on, when we get to that point, definitely hit up Jeff, talk to him. I want to do it right too. I don't want to just, oh, this person said slap this on, so let's slap it on. I want to do a little bit of research.
Yeah.
Parts we're putting on, kind of.
So yeah, if you're watching tonight and you got ideas of where this car needs to go and what needs to get built, throw them out there. Put them in the comment section.
Comment section. Go to the OSS page. Comment on the post. Whatever. Get your idea out there, because I mean, I don't know what to do with it. I mean, other than the obvious, it needs a paint job.
Yeah, man. Well, you know what's great about a paint job for that thing is a guy.
I do know a guy. That's right. I do want to keep it red though. I like the red. So
keep it red.
Yeah, I'm thinking red. To actually do a different color, we'd have to sand it all down to so there's no color on it, and then it's just a pain. I did that with my Silverado SS. It took 4 months and more than I'd like to pay again.
Chris says that the paint gives it character, and I'm going to be honest with you. I think he's 100% right. It's kind of like my car and its front headlight. Let's see if I can pull this up. Here you go. If you look at mine, my passenger side high beam headlight is all dingy looking.
Yeah.
I do that on purpose. I call it, it's like the Nate Diaz of the autocross world. For those of you who don't know, Nate Diaz, UFC fighter, and he's got kind of a lazy eye because he's been knocked in the head so many times. That's kind of how the M86 is. I'm just saying. I mean, that character. I mean, look at this. That's Ben's man. And you're up in Pennsylvania. They got coal mines up there?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's mostly West Virginia now, but yeah.
Look at this thing, man. It's like a coal mine in Camaro.
Yeah. Thanks, I think.
Rooting in a coal mine.
Or a dumpster.
Yeah, a dumpster. Oh, man, that's too funny. All right, so Motor Trend published an awesome article about King of the Mountain that was able to read through. And I'm going to go ahead and share that to the page here if you have not seen it. They gave us a good shout out. I'm going to give a shout out to all the folks that that were there and participated. It was pretty awesome. It was definitely awesome to see. I'm going to go ahead and post this link right here for everyone to see. And boom. There we go. So what is awesome about this is we had the opportunity to do two things. We sponsored the late model class for King of the Mountain, which was an awesome deal. Late model class included your Camaros, your 5th gen Camaros and stuff like that. Let's see, class champion for the late model class.
Can we take my Camaro off the screen? I can't see you guys.
Andy Smedegard took the late model class in his S2000. Go ahead. What was that again, Tim? The Colmaro?
If we could take the Camaro off the page, I can't see you guys.
Oh yeah.
I want to see your beautiful faces.
Oh, you want to see us?
There we go. Oh, maybe put it back up.
How's this? How's this?
There you go.
Is it nice up there? Yeah. Or I can go with the other way. All serious, right? So, no, awesome deal though. Andy Smedegard from AS Motorsports. We actually did an event with them, a joint event that you were able to come to, Tim, back in July with Clarksville Autocross. He took the late model class, and then, here's the really cool thing. We went to UMI, hit up Ramey Wilmer, and talked to him a little bit about wanting to do more with the event, some way to just help kind of give back a little more. UMI has been huge for us and trying to help promote what we're doing here with OSS, and we love running there, and it's a great place to go. And so what we ended up doing is we pitched the idea to create a Rookie of the Year class. First time ever. And basically the rookie of the year was anybody that was a first timer at King of the Mountain was eligible to win. And we kept it simple. In that if you fastest driver prior to the shootout would win the rookie of the year, and that happened to be Aaron Shue this year in a Lancer, and he ended up going pretty deep into the field with that car as well. So definitely awesome. I wouldn't be surprised. Oh
Wheeling.
yeah. I really would not be surprised if Sean Krebsback, had he lost to Aaron Shue, if Aaron Shue wouldn't have won it, because he was lightning fast in that car. Both those guys came just ready to race. It was definitely awesome. But yeah, so go ahead and check that article out. It's an awesome article talking about the event itself, and it's a big deal. There's a lot of people from all over the country that show up to that thing, and you see some very crazy stuff out there.
Yeah. And it hits on everything too. In that article, it hits on the events between the races, between the days. All the auctions and things that are made, and it's pretty. It's good. It's good.
The only thing I'm going to say though, man, is that we need to do a little bit more to get the King of the Cornhole brought into that article as well. I mean, that was a huge event.
Yeah, it'll be there. It was a good event. Don't get me wrong, but it'll be there next year. We'll be there next year, right, Ryan? Jeff and I will be there next year.
I was like, wow.
Yeah, Ryan Kirkwood, if you're watching, King of the Cornhole. We're bringing
what's King of the Mountain without King of the Cornhole? Come on now.
Oh man, that's too funny. But yeah, that's good stuff, man. So, Brian, you're about to undertake a move up to Maryland, man. A new shop and everything up there.
Yeah, man, it's been a long time coming. Really, we've been working on this for a while. We're basically, paid for the land so far, and we've made the deposit on the house to have it started, because it's going to be a modular, so it's they have to build it in the factory and then bring it out. And yeah, we should have that on the foundation by, I don't know, March or May, I mean. And then shortly after that, the 30 by 50 shop out back will be going up.
Nice.
We will
Big
be
shop.
Yeah, looking forward to it. We will be out of North Carolina by the end of June.
Dang, man, it's gonna be a busy year.
Oh, I've got my daughter graduates high school. My son graduates college. Yeah, so I got a lot going on. I'm probably only running.
You look exhausted already.
Yeah, just thinking about it. Right?
Oh man, give me a cup of coffee to start this year.
Or beer.
I remember a year and a half ago when we settled on this idea, and then we were like, okay, well, and then the first of the year really is when we started working with mortgage company and to get the construction loan and all that. So it's been quite a process, but it'll be here before we know it. I mean, I've got a couple of weeks of travel coming up for work, and then boom, Christmas, New Year's, and then and now. Well,
that's you bring that up, man. We travel. I completely spaced this. So PRI, we are going to be there at PRI in full force. Did Jeff decide whether or not he's coming?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
All right. Well, we are going to be there. So the three of us will be there, plus Chris Brown. And awesome deal with that. PRI it's the place to be when it comes to racing and motorsports. So it'll be a good time for us to get there and come hang out with the folks. So if you're going to PRI, come find us. We will be there. We are also sponsoring a engine build giveaway that Engine Labs is doing. So they are doing a Ford 7.3 Godzilla motor, twin turbo motor, and they are going to be building it in their booth and giving the thing away to one lucky winner. So
awesome.
Definitely come see us, come talk to us, and we'll be there taking part in that as well. So
We have a rental car, so we're gonna find a race somewhere.
Yeah, I think there's an indoor kart track up in Indianapolis. So
Let's do it. Making bets.
Making bets already. I mean, equal cars. We all know that I'm going to beat you guys. So
bring your dress.
We'll bring it in double XL for Brian.
Yeah, equal carts. You'll win only because your tiny ass weighs less than us.
Oh, I'm pretty sure Tim's lighter than I am. I've got dad bod going on.
But you look good.
Oh, thank you so much. I feel so special right now. So, Good Guys has released their 23 calendar for next year's events. I put up a couple of the Good Guys events I plan on trying to get to. We've got April 21, 22 that's in Raleigh. I figure you're probably going to make that one, right, Brian?
Yeah, I'll be there basically because it's right here.
So what are the rules behind that? Like, what are there like parameters? Like this year can race and this year can't. Like, there are limits.
Yeah, Sean, I will definitely be tipping them. So your year limits. So your 5th gen wouldn't be eligible except for on Sunday, but your 91. What's it? 91.
Oh yeah.
I want to say that would fit into the sport class, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
But which kind of stinks for you because then you'd be running with guys like Ryan Matthews in the C4, and he's incredibly fast. So,
well, hey, you want to be the best, you got to beat the best.
Yeah, but that's
completely stock 91 Camaro.
I mean, just run it, dude, run it. So we've got that May 19th through 20th in Nashville. It's at the Super Speedway again. It should be a good one. And then I put on the calendar the Des Moines, Iowa one, June 30 through July 1st. And then Columbus, Ohio's July 7th and 8th. But Camaro Fest is also that same week or that same weekend. I definitely want to make my way back out to Camaro Fest. It's a lot of fun. The course they set up is fast. And I think this year I'm going to set up to run the NCM track day that they do the day prior and do the full deal. So
cool.
Tim, are you going to come back down for that one?
I'm planning on coming down. I'll probably only do the autocross. But I would like for my father to come down. He has a 2016 Camaro SS. And
Nice.
Jeff, I'd like to make it a weekend with the guys. So.
Heck yeah. I definitely think that would be an awesome time. Get as many folks down there. I'm trying to recruit some other people from other places to come down and run. Talk to Devin Whitman.
Yes, definitely.
Down there. Here's the deal. There's a few of us there that are really fast and really good drivers, and I think if we can expand it to where you get other people that are really fast to show up, and it would make it a great time just for everybody. The way they set up that course is a lot of fun. The way they run their shootout, I really like. It's a good setup. I enjoy myself there.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah. I know you're going to be right in the middle of moving, Brian, but if it's something that you could potentially make happen, I would definitely say try it.
Yeah, I don't see it, but yeah.
But yeah. Well, guys, I want to say thank you for joining in and hanging out with us tonight. As always, it's a great time. Next week, we will, let's see, what do we got next week? Well, hopefully we get some answers and some ideas on where to go with your car. I think we'll also do a little bit of discussion on PRI and what we're doing, what this engine build details out and everything like that.
Cool.
And it should be some good stuff. Should be exciting.
Yeah. Definitely get legitimate ideas on there. I don't want slap a supercharger on it. I want legit ideas. I mean, eventually, but right now it's budget build. So
yeah, legit ideas. So if you've got thoughts, post them up. Let's hear them, and let's build them. And beyond that, guys, don't have too much fun this week. I know it's Monday and it just started.
It's a short week though.
Yeah, very true.
Yep.
Very true. And that brings up one last thing before we close out. Friday is the 11th, Veterans Day. So
thank you guys.
Make sure you take a moment to recognize those. on Veterans Day, take a glass and have a drink. It's an important day. So on that note, guys, as always, thank you for joining in.
All right, buddy. Good to have me.
All right, see you guys.
See ya.
Mark, take it easy, buddy.